The following may contain mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Felthan, Episode 16. Love, Riddles, and Smooth Skin, Part C.
That's fair.
So putting in a full day at the mine and working on your scrolls, figure out how many scrolls and what combinations you want to make, and we'll go from there. And your value, I'll get you at the end of it to roll a performance, actual performance right now.
Don't choke.
Oh no.
Can you even read your character sheet in this light?
Yeah.
It is bad, I apologize. The lights in here are not great.
To be fair, if we all had parchment character sheets, it'd be perfect.
Oh, that would be
That'd
awesome.
be something.
Projector.
23.
Parchment
23, oh, fantastic.
Jeez.
So, you are, you just focus, you eat your food, you go to your work, you deal with it, you come home, and you're pulling out some very, very wondrous work out of there. So whatever scrolls that you make, the costs, I think they're however much it costs you to make them.
I think it's 50 each, but it depends on the level of the spell.
Are you just making a bunch of level 1s?
Most are probably going to be level 1 because the level 2s go up to 3 days each, and then it escalates beyond that.
Significantly more. Yeah. All right. So whatever you're gonna make there, double the price on them for the sale value of what he can turn around and make them for on the open market for this particular area, and add an extra, because you rolled 23 on the performance, add an extra 25% because they're just exquisite. They're an exquisite work of art that people are going to be hard pressed to cast, let alone they're going to get there and read and be like, no, I can't. Sorry, you're on your own.
It's too much like art to use.
Yeah,
It's something you
23.
frame instead.
Yeah.
It's like getting
Wouldn't that
stirred.
be- Imagine that, having scrolls framed in your house, people walking by. Don't read them. Don't read them.
Don't read them out loud.
Yeah.
Do they
Just leave like
disappear once you use
frosted.
them?
Just have like
Yeah,
frosted
they're one
glass
use
over
only.
certain parts, so you can't fully read it.
That's right. It's censored, so it doesn't work.
Just every other word.
60%
Beep.
Went through it with a Sharpie.
No, don't
Nice.
worry about that. Just frosted glass.
Next up, we have Erilon. So Erilon, you're working hard down in the mine. You're putting 8, 12-hour days. You know, you're the guy down in the dirt. And you guys have finally moved out that large pile that had fallen in at the back of mine number 3. And once you move that out of the way, you realize that there is a whole nother cave that leads off further down into the mine.
Uh-oh. That's bad. Row.
So, that's probably not safe. It probably goes down quite a ways. There could be bad things down there. So, Erilon would probably say to one of the miners in charge, like, hey, we should probably board that up until we get somebody, like a team, to clear it. Make sure it's safe.
Okay.
Board it up, put like iron, like just board it up, reinforce it, put boulders back in place, like the works. That's what he would suggest.
All right, he looks around and he says, fill it back in. Just put more of that slope right back in there until we need to get through.
As long as things can't come through, that's the main thing. Just I don't want any of the families to be in jeopardy again, like it was a scant few days before. So, so long as you can just fill this back in, I'll help, of course. But just
So they get one of the machines.
Yep.
The machine fills it in quite quickly, just
Okay.
to pile it there.
You're
And,
filling in mine?
there's another cave.
Well, I got that part, but I usually don't fill in mine. Usually
We're
take it out.
sealing it back up temporarily until
Yeah, I
we can
got that
get
part, but-
somebody to clear it. Because I'm not going down there alone.
Little Erilon.
Especially after working a 12-hour day. That's exhaustion. So
Yeah.
I will die by setting
Except
foot
for
into that
Pebble.
dark cave.
Oh, jeez.
Trip falls over dead.
Oh,
So, Erilon, I'll get you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sure. DC 500.
You
11.
11. And I'll get you to roll a strength saving throw, please, as well.
Let's check. Make sure. Yep, it's cocked. Worse. Cool.
Good.
5.
5. Okay.
As expected.
It is a hard learning curve getting into this whole mining thing, and you are feeling it. On the first half of the week, it's rough going, and then there's a little bit of a break. Mountain excursion trip comes up. Geillis and Erilon.
You make,
Bouncing to leave that morning. Gets out of bed, happy as can be.
you make sure to get a full night's sleep rather than meditation.
That's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
There's lots of time for sleep. You guys head up to mountain excursions where there seems to be a gathering of members that seem to be gathered in nice warm clothing. You guys go and spend some money on some warm clothes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I get like a backpack or like a satchel too?
You can spend whatever money you want on mundane equipment.
Actually, my own clothing was sturdy as well as insulating.
Good. Okay.
So I don't need to spend any extra money.
Perfect.
I would steal that from the Manse.
Okay. There definitely is clothing in and around the manse that you could probably find at least something to fit you of sorts.
Erilon would have emptied out his backpack, put the blue salt in a safe place, probably like underneath his bed or something like that,
Okay.
or even kept it with Tannith. That'd probably be the best option.
Yep. Now that you guys know that something about it.
And the guards
Another
might want to
mattress.
jail us for it.
Okay.
Would Geillis have noticed him put that under his bed?
It's under my
Gave
mattress.
it to Tannith.
Wow.
All you would have seen is
Tannith's
just like a
bed.
big sack, probably maybe potatoes. You don't know.
Potatoes. I investigate to see if it's potatoes.
Potatoes.
Even so, even if it's put away, you know that it's in safekeeping.
Do I know what it is?
Was she there for that? I can't recall.
I don't think it was anything that was on your radar for the most part. Yeah.
It's not something I can brew into tea.
Salt?
Ugh.
No,
Ooh,
probably not.
mushroom
No.
water.
But the day of the excursion comes up. You guys all gather in groups, and everybody seems to have their specific group that they're coming in. You and Erilon are in
Dexamus.
yours. Dexamus as well. He's there. Yep. And you guys go out.
Can we wrestle Frank to go with us?
No, not two NPCs at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
And you guys take a few sets of stairs up. You get a tram ride for about 2 hours up, and then you take some more stairs. And you can feel, as you walk down this particular hallway, it begins to get cold. You can feel a bit of a breeze coming in, and Geillis, you can smell it in your nose. It begins to stiffen. You can feel the nostril hairs kind of flare up.
My wolf senses kind of tingle underneath all of that.
Yeah, and you can hear the banter among the dwarves and the humans and the elves and the dragonborn kind of amping up as you're getting closer to the outside. And you reach out into this valley of white snow and just stark landscape. You're within a ravine, and the ravine goes up maybe about 60 or 70 feet, and it kind of opens up and spreads out to the left and to the right.
Does this ravine have those trees in it?
No, it doesn't. There are some small stunted trees, but none that you've seen before. And you guys are out there. The air is fresh, it's cold, it's crisp. You guys are pretty high up. You guys walk out to the ledge. If you look out, you can see down into, seems to be a lot of fog and cloud has gathered in the atmosphere just below you guys. Now, this mountain, for perspective, isn't as high as like the highest mountain in the world. It doesn't even breach the high cloud tops, but when you have storms rolling in, clouds can form, and that's what you're seeing kind of below you. And at this point, the groups kind of disband. They go their separate ways.
Okay, gotcha. And I have the boots of Elvenkind, so I can sneak without being heard too.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, let's just
Go.
stomp. It's not a little extra weight.
So you got all warm clothes from the Manse, so you
Yeah.
guys are all decked out. You got all your weapons and everything, and you guys are making your way through. I'll get you to roll survival.
Erilon does pull
Or,
a short bow.
Yep. Or you get one of you to roll with advantage, or each of you separately. It's up to you guys.
I got 15 just for the
She's better.
Okay,
She's in her element.
that's right. So you're up there, Geillis, and even in your human form, you guys, you wood elves are hunters. You know what to look for. You know what to smell. And you're definitely tracking animals. You can see tracks in the snow, bigger, smaller ones, prey chasing smaller animals, and you're come up to a copse. When I say a copse of trees, I mean maybe 24, and that's as big as they get up here along this particular ridge. And coming around the top of this particular ridge that is basically the side of the mountain that goes all the way down, you catch the glimpse of it. And there's some movement within.
I'm gonna head towards the trees.
Erilon?
Erilon sees that she's starting to walk towards the trees. He just kind of like taps her and holds her shoulder for a moment. Do you see something, hear anything?
Just the trees. Just want to see the trees. It's been a
Okay.
long time since I've seen a tree.
So are you guys sneaking?
No, I just want the trees.
Okay, so you walk towards the trees,
Yeah.
and you get about 30 feet away, and immediately you guys can hear this rustle and branches snap and break as two large deer burst out of the side of the copse and run down away from you around the ridge.
Running away from us.
Away from you.
Gotcha, okay. And so Erilon will look around. I just want to roll a perception to see if there's anything else around. Any like big tracks. Well, I guess that'd be survival.
Both roll perception.
Yeah, perception.
Perception.
Are you looking? Yeah.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, you see the tracks of where the deer had run off, and this seemed to be an area where they had been sleeping.
Any other
for a
tracks?
while. You do see the odd track of perhaps a wolf or some other predatory animal. Roll survival for more information on that.
Net 19.
Yeah, so it looks like there's other tracks of prey that have been through, but mostly tracks of the deer.
It's a soft 21, by the way. Yeah. So it's just pretty fresh tracks, roughly.
There is a whole spectrum. So it seems to be that they, this is where they maybe rut when they can, one of those areas, and they just get chased out by other prey every now and then. They have to go somewhere else. What was your perception, Geillis?
30-20.
Okay, so you look inside as Erilon's kind of walking around, looking at the footprints. You look inside the copse, and you can see this shadowy blue figure.
I just start running towards it.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, clearly yes. You hear her booking it into the woods. A few branches and trees snap, and as the snow gets kicked up from behind her.
Erilon, due to the boots, silently runs after her, and he will dash after her with 80 feet of movement because he's a monk.
Okay, so you pretty much get to where she's going before she does.
Yeah.
So you run into the trees, and
Do I see this figure?
you don't see anything. You just see her dashing into the trees. And I'd say it's about 20 by 35 foot copse. As you rush in from the side, you get in halfway, and he's standing there.
Say his name loud. With like glee. And drop to my knees in the snow.
Erilon stops short, probably about 10, 15 feet behind, and he hears her say this name, and he's just looking confused because he can't see what she's seeing.
Alaric drops to his knees as well, meets you eye to eye.
I'm just like gazing at him. Tears start flowing out. She's losing it. Like, yeah.
She starts sobbing.
Well, not just like tears running, but I'm like conversing with him, being like, "Where have you been? Like, what do I do?"
You ask him all these questions.
Yeah,
He
just, like,
doesn't. It's the same
prattling.
thing. He doesn't respond. He just smiles, looks at you. At one point, he kind of caresses your face. What was your perception?
My perception was an
Oh,
natural, natural 20.
That was for outside. Roll another one right now, please.
Sure. 21.
21. Very nice.
Jeez.
So as you're speaking with these questions, you can kind of see in his face. Roll insight.
8.
8. There's struggle. Like you might want to talk but can't. You're not quite sure. But every now and then he caresses your face where you're crying, and when you are looking at her face, you can see the tears come down, and eventually a tear will come down and just kind of stop and disappear and not continue on down her face.
I don't even probably notice that he's behind me.
No.
Erilon would have slowly approached. Not doing anything too drastic. He just kneels silently beside Geillis and puts his hands on his thighs.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, Geillis.
It's going proficient in. But let's see if it makes a difference. 21.
21. Okay. So, Erilon, you're there just watching.
He's got his eyes closed, actually.
Eyes closed?
Eyes
Just,
closed.
Okay, just
I think
perceiving
I'm just having
the energy.
right now.
And Geillis, you can see him just you're looking at Alaric. He's just looking at you in the eyes, and then his hand comes away from your face, and he kind of leans back and he kind of puts his hand over his heart, and then he puts his hand over your belly button, and he kind of looks at you again, and then he takes his finger and then he touches your heart. And then when he touches your heart, he changes, and his form changes to that of a wolf, and his paw is now on your chest, and he runs off in the direction of the deer.
Erilon will open his eyes.
I'm getting up and chasing him. But I don't shift, because there's people out here hunting animals. And I have a little bit of...
There you go. That's good. That's good.
As she gets up to start running,
Tripping the snow. Fall on my side.
Erilon gets up off of his knees and just says, Geillis, what are you doing?
Kind of like break out of my stupor. Huh? Erilon. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where? We have to follow him.
Follow who?
Lark.
Who?
You didn't see him?
Your husband?
Yeah, he was just here. He just went that way. He followed where the deer went. I'm still like struggling to get up off the snow.
He would have helped you to your feet, of course. But
I start to try to move away from you.
he tries to hold you in place, not like forcefully, but just there was
No.
nobody there.
You didn't see him.
No. I saw you tears wipe away.
He wiped them. He was just here. You had to have seen him.
He looks down at the ground. Are there footprints? Or hoofs? Paw prints?
Hers?
And they
That's
know that
just
my
Geillis.
husband is dead, right?
Pretty sure they know.
Pretty sure that was out there.
I would have inferred that because I think you told me in a conversation
Yeah.
that was private, if I recall correctly. And he just nods and he says, let's follow. See where he went. He's completely, he doesn't even hide the fact that he's skeptical. He's
He
just-
doesn't know what to do with me.
but he saw the tear get wiped away, it moved away, so he's just confused. So he's got his short bow out at the moment, just gently knocking an arrow.
Okay, Geillis, you can see Alaric still in his wolf form up ahead of you, like just at the turn, kind of stopping and spinning around, looking at you and looking forward again. You guys kind of catch up and you go a little bit further, and you catch up some more and you go a little bit further, and then he gets to a point where he's lower to the ground, and he looks at you without turning around, and he moves off slower in the direction around the curve.
Follow.
Okay. You guys look around, there's another copse, a slightly smaller one this time. Roll perception.
Is there a like a hill around that corner?
No, it seems pretty flat up here on the ridge, just maybe this gentle slope going downwards.
Soft 20.
Okay. Erilon, right off the bat, you can see it's the same two deer. You're not quite sure. It makes sense that they would be.
Erilon holds up a hand, signaling for Geillis to stop.
So, you're gonna have to do a little force.
So, catching up to you pretty quickly, he'll just grab your shoulder and say, "Stop, I want to get one of the deer."
Why? You don't need
Money.
This is not a moral issue. It's a financial issue.
Because I spent all this money.
Hold on. If it's anything important, we'll be able to convene upon it shortly.
As long as he stays put, then that's fine. If he takes off, so do
Erilon just sighs. Don't make too much noise if you can help it. And Erilon gets up and he starts walking. Since he's silent, he'll get low to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll, well, I guess I would still have to roll stealth just for
I
not to
think you
notice.
get advantage with boots, I believe,
How
right?
do you-
Yeah.
It's that scene from the new Grinch movie where he's like tiptoeing and then that big fat reindeer comes out behind him.
21.
21, very nice.
19 on the dice.
Okay. You're walking up, not even breaking the top of the snow. Just sneaking up, and you can see every now and then one of the heads would pop up and look around and then dip back down.
And he just tries to still his breathing as much as he can, and it seems to be working. They're not really noticing as far as he can see. He utters a silent prayer in his head to Brynhilda in honor of the cycle, and he draws a bow, and he knocks it, aiming for the heart of one of the deer, lets it loose. It's a 15 to hit.
15 to hit. As the arrow sails from your short bow into the copse, you can see one of the deer lift its head up just at the same moment that you kind of shot it. As it connects, it kind of turns and looks at you, and you can see this gleam of pale green just float over their eyes just for a moment as the arrow strikes in the heart. You can see the beast heave forward and back and then falls to the side. The other deer takes off, bursting out of the woods further down the mountain.
It just, his heart wrenches. And he looks back to Geillis and just ushers her to go wherever she needs to go.
She's gone. As soon as he nods, she's running for wherever that shape is.
Yeah, so as his arrow went off, you'd see Alaric in his wolf form kind of charge in at the same time, almost in unison with the arrow, lightning fast.
At the same deer?
Yeah, into the woods kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm already taking off then before
Okay.
he even
So
releases me.
you go in, you crash into the woods as well, and you can see Alaric there. He's kind of sitting beside the deer. It's a nice 12 or 13 point buck, and it's quite large.
Erilon gets up to the first deer first because he doesn't hunt. So this is kind of just happenstance. He gets up to the first deer and is it already dead?
Yes.
It's already dead. He'll kneel beside it for a moment and he just sniffles, puts his head up against the head of the deer, and he just puts a hand over its cooling body and just pats it and takes the arrow out and gets some rope, just ties it to secure it and easily drag it. That's what he does. And he'll drag it in the direction of where Geillis went.
You tie up the deer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You go to pull the deer on the snow, and it's like no, you don't even have to roll it. You can't do it. It's impossible for you to accomplish this task.
So he pulls it and he just looks at his arms and just shakes his head. And so he scratches his chin and just says, maybe I might have to get pelt off of it. And he just revolts at that thought. And he just looks around and he takes the rope and he secures it to a tree, looks around, sees if anybody else is in eyesight.
Geillis is there, kind of kneeling on the ground again. Alaric is there, kind of in his ghostly form, walking around you in his wolf ghostly form, and just kind of being there, not always looking at you. Now that the prey has been taken down, he's kind of looking around and away. Then eventually he'll turn back into his human form and look at you one more time and put his hands on his one hand over his mouth, and then he touches your belly one more time, and then from the top of his head and down, the swirl of the pale blue smoke begins to swirl inside and disappear all the way down up into his arm, into his hand, and then it disappears around your belly.
She just breaks down. Like no crying you've ever seen in your life.
He's just keeping an eye on her from afar. Staying
He
by
has
her.
no idea what's happening. He's just like...
While this is happening, you're giving her space. You know you're going to need help to carry this thing back.
Yeah, if we hope to carry it back at all.
You guys get
Take
back
back.
with your prey. You probably turned into some other beast of burden. You guys leveraged it up. You got it back. You guys receive 300 gold for the animal and all the things. It would be less if you want to take any antlers or anything specific from the body.
Erilon doesn't.
Okay. So, mark yourselves 150 gold each richer.
142 for the 8 that I owe Tannith.
Excellent.
So if there's anything you wanted to do, downtime, Tannith, write a memoir in your off time, anything of that sort. Learn some cooking skills from Nani. Gamble with Frank.
I think you're gonna see Tannith out in the yard of the Manse with a really, really big sandbag just punching the ever-living crap out of it.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
Just work on his hand-to-hand combat.
You have noticed I am quite soft.
You're very squishy, yes.
Can
And also
you,
very friendly.
can you teach me a little, She kind of motions to the boxing. And
Fisticuffs.
I'm not exactly the finesse type of
this
fighter.
this tiny little elf woman is looking at a massive dragon going,
Teach me to fight.
teach me to fight. A strength of 10. Can you teach me? Something to get me up better than a 0. You're looking at a probably quite largely pregnant elf at this point going,
You're definitely more than 50%.
We're gonna have to wait a while on that one.
what do you mean? She's oblivious to her condition at this point. She's
Strenuous
in
exercise
complete denial.
is not the thing you need.
She punches Tannith in the shoulder.
Alright, roll persuasion. Punch of persuasion.
Dirty 20.
Hey,
Spicy.
It feels like a love tap to you. Her little 10 strength.
I applaud your effort. So, well, let's see what we can do.
Okay.
excellent. Delkek,
Yes.
you happen to be outside, taking out the garbage.
Of course.
Oh, you're working for us now.
I've wormed my way in as part of your new cleaning staff.
And unbeknownst to us, also security.
So, you're taking out the compost from the kitchen. Nani has recently given to you to take out to the little farm area. It's only about a 40-foot by 30-foot area,
Okay.
but you take out that for compost for the farm.
Okay.
And you happen to see this.
Small elf.
Small elf.
Small elf, big
Punch
dragonborn.
dragon.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the basics with her of how to properly make a fist. So she's not like the old limp wrister. Now, first thing you gotta know: never hold your thumb. You will break it.
It's just looks at her thumb.
You want to tuck it underneath.
Underneath? She immediately does exactly what you
Then
tell
I
her
will
not
do
to.
that. You tuck it underneath, keep it nice and safe, and you're going to hit with the flat.
She just kind of hits the sandbag, it doesn't move.
And then Tannith will punch the sandbag.
You can see on the seams of the sandbag dust with all
Swing
outside.
back.
What would have been hilarious if he punched it and it goes flying and it's just coming at me.
Yeah, there you go.
That rope wasn't the strongest when I put it up there.
It's like roll an acro save. Oh,
Jeez.
So you guys, you show her a few things, hit the sandbag. Roll athletics to show her. Roll insight there, Geillis, to
10.
10.
16.
All right. Well, you know, this is new stuff to you. Martial combat's not something you can learn overnight, but you learn that first step. Keep the thumb down, but not inside. Tail kick. You're outside, kind of watching.
yeah. So I'm still just kind of doing my thing to try and keep as low a profile as possible for right now. I'm still just doing the, listening and
Okay.
trying to figure out what's going on, kind of thing. So he's like, he just throws the stuff out and into the compost pile as normal, and just heads back into the manse. He's at this point, especially where technically he knows that this guy has seen him. He's just trying to keep his head down.
It's been a couple of days. I've seen you around the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You guys are all familiar with the new staff. There's only about 9 or 10 of them hired.
The
Yeah.
hell?
The help.
Good
Yep.
help.
Am I actually I'm assuming I am getting paid for these services.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because that would be good, because I have no gold right now.
Yeah,
So
you're not getting paid very much. Basically, it's a little above room and board.
okay.
Geillis wants to track down Frank again at some point.
Yeah, he's there. You find him.
Yeah. And haul him off to a corner by himself.
Oh my.
There we are.
What?
Easy enough. Frank's a pushover.
Frank, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You remember many months back we had a conversation in the kitchen with Nani about our families. And you never finished telling me about yours. She's got him cornered at this point, with her one little thumb covering her 4 fingers by her side.
Yeah, but she's just ready. I learned a thing. He goes, yeah, I don't really remember much of what I said.
Well, I mentioned about my daughter being taken. You kind of looked like maybe you knew what that felt like.
Well, I don't have any family members that were taken, but, yeah, roll persuasion. 7. Well,
I'm going to use my dice of inspiration
that's
for
right.
that.
There you go.
Don't throw in his drink this time.
Yeah. That was a perfect shot that would never be able to happen again.
That's a 6.
Oh my god.
Can I use somebody else's dice of inspiration?
So, well, I never really lost a family member, but I certainly pushed one away, and then the door opens, and it's Delkek moving some linens and stuff to the upstairs, and as he pushes by, Frank kind of slips by, and when Delkek is gone, Frank is also gone.
She just kind of huffs and walks toward the cupboard to find a snack for her
You go
even
in.
bigger appetite
Here,
these days.
You're greeted by Nani. Already has a snack in hand. It's on her plate with a hot cup of herbal tea.
Pat
She
side
knows
of her
exactly
cheek and
what's
takes
going
it
on.
from her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nani's very well aware. I feel like Nani's going to be her midwife at some point.
Probably. How many kids has Nani had? We don't know.
That's right.
But possibly many.
Possibly not.
I was gonna say, I think it's on the side of none. She has Galen was her stepdaughter, but.
That's all. So far we know. Yeah. There's a lot of Nani we don't know though.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tannith you don't know either.
That's true. Skipping forward some, I'd say we'd skip ahead for that week. You guys had an excursion. Erilon has tried and failed at his attempt to become a miner again by horrible vast bounds of failure.
Poor guy.
How are my fighting skills?
Well, we'll get to that. That was
You're not going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well,
That was my downtime activity. Gain a little strength if possible, but.
Yeah, you're not going to learn technique from me, just how to punch. Erilon actually might be able to teach you about
Howie.
actual
Where he's a monk.
yeah, where's actual hand-to-hand fight. I just brute force blow things apart.
Yeah. Being stocky helps with that.
Yeah, I'm
Kinda.
6'8" stocky,
Yeah, I'm 5'.
built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, so you're like a good foot taller than me.
You're a foot and a half taller than me.
Yeah.
That's the list
And while that's
for the
going
first
on,
week.
excellent. Okay,
one of the
perfect.
mornings you come out to dump shit in the pile again.
Yep.
You'll see Tannith out in the yard again, this time with his glaive and a blindfold. Yeah. Just
Okay.
doing exercises, weapon familiarity stuff.
Gail's
And yet
sitting on the
he's
steps with a bowl watching him.
And he's got tatami mats set up, but he's blindfolded and he's hitting them perfectly every time.
Oh, okay.
Or near perfectly every time.
Jeez.
Gail's jaw
That-
a little bit slack.
Yeah. That would definitely draw his attention. I'm gonna say
Yes.
yes.
Roleplay.
Roleplay.
Teach me
Yeah.
something.
Can I actually just roll? I guess would it be history I think it'd probably be history to try and determine where I know I've seen his emblem. I'm assuming.
You wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
He's Knights of the Oros.
Yeah.
You know Knights of the
They're
Oros.
popular
You don't
around
have
That's
to.
true. But
Yeah.
I just see that and I'm just.
You would notice roll perception though. 10 if you're second claw now.
Yes.
Second claw.
One second here. That is a 14.
Okay, you recognize that he's second claw. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, that's decently high up. He's not dead yet.
Yeah.
So to attain that, not be dead, you must be doing something.
You must be doing something
Doesn't he
right.
also have all of his limbs?
As far as you can tell.
Does he?
No. You'll notice his left hand has a really, really long glove on it,
Okay.
and it's a little bit bulkier than his right hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like a prosthetic arm of some sort.
Yep.
He lost his arm from the boat just in front of the elbow forward to a death slad. Giant, frog monster.
Frog.
Basically, yeah.
Fun.
Give me that nightmare. There's a frog in the bedroom next to mine.
Oh, yes. Frog monster.
Yeah, so I guess seeing that, I'll very tentatively approach, and just obviously where he's swinging, even though he knows what he's doing, he's not probably expecting another person to come up.
Geillis puts her spoon down and says aloud, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, don't worry about it. I know which end of the glaive I need to avoid.
What's your fear? Shift backwards.
How close do you get?
Oh, just within standing distance, just to watch this.
So, within around 10 foot?
Yeah, about 5-10 foot. Yeah,
That's striking range for a glaive.
that's true.
Yeah,
He did.
that's the danger zone.
That's how you
He's in the bear cage.
To the danger zone.
Tannith will keep the position of strikes going against the mats until they're all gone. Then he'll one-handed swing in your direction and stop it just before your neck.
Oof.
Geillis puts her spoon down.
Boo!
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I want to boo
Mortal
instead.
Kombat 2 competition.
Blood.
You got a
getting
bit too
bloodthirsty.
close on that one.
Yeah, just
And he's still
completely blindfolded. Yeah,
blackout, blindfolded,
You hear it from behind.
nothing.
I told you so.
yeah, I told you. Well, You're obviously rather proficient with that. You must have spent a great deal of time.
It is my preferred weapon.
Yeah.
You don't spook easy.
When you've traveled as much as I have, you see a few things.
I'm less concerned with what you've seen, but more concerned with what you can do.
In what way?
Someone as traveled as you isn't just here to be the help. I get it's an easy gig. I would have done it too. But we all have our skill sets. What's yours?
Delkek just kind of smirks a little bit, and he's just like, perhaps one day you'll pry that information out of me, but today shall not be that day. And he just trots away.
See you later, smooth skin.
He stops. Excuse me?
He's a little racist. Don't take it personally.
Take it very personally.
Oh, yeah.
Salamanders aren't exactly known to have, like, chunky scales.
Well, no, I know. But it's just like...
In comparison to Tannith, who's like...
Oh, yeah, who's full-on
very,
chunk.
like, iguana.
Yeah,
like,
very much.
Bearded dragon.
yeah.
Bearded dragon, yeah. Even though he's a different dragonborn, still hearing a mildly racist thing thrown at him.
Tannith is known to be rather abrasive,
Yeah.
considering where he's from.
10 grit sandpaper.
Oh,
Yeah.
6 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
just
man.
gravel.
Gravel. Yeah. Yeah, Del, when he hears the smooth skin reference, he stops and he turns around. Have you no manners?
He's called me worse things. I'm just sitting
You're
here.
lucky I got you. You're lucky I even gave you that one. Think
Well,
nothing
that's
of it.
gonna be
It's
nice.
just how I roll.
Well, you might want to choose your words a little more carefully next time. As you say, I'm no one to be trifled with.
Try me.
You are the help. Geillis hollers over.
The help doesn't show up with daggers and leather armor.
Well, yeah.
Hey, Dagger.
A dagger.
A dagger.
Yeah.
It's a butter knife.
It's a butter. I did just see him use
It's just a steak knife.
Stole it from the restaurant on my way out.
It's like one of the thin ones you can bend like the hat.
Like a fillet knife.
Oh, yeah. He just looks over, even just like, you are the help, and it's just like, I'm the help by choice, not by lineage. And then he just leaves it at that and walks away before anybody can say anything.
It's good to have you here regardless.
He just keeps walking even though he heard it.
Delkek, you've been informed by Nani to go gather food.
Mhm.
Stocks are getting low. And Geillis, you're probably going to go around with the group. Tannith, we wouldn't be a group without you.
Of course.
Has Haldera passed then?
No, we're still going leading up to that. About a week and a half has passed, and it's about another week and a half, 2 weeks till the celebrations really kick off. But for now, as you guys are roaming the streets, you can see different things that are set up. Does that look like games of chance, perhaps? Games of skill? Games of intelligence? You can see
Play games.
it's completely up to you if you want to partake in the Hildaren celebrations.
Sure, we got nothing else to do.
Even though he's on a mission, Delkek is still slightly bored, so he's like, this could be a nice way to pass some time.
Well, you are coming with us, so.
Help is coming with us.
Nani's
Someone
happy
has
to
to
get
carry the
food.
bags.
Thank you.
Erilon would have noticed that you're here now,
Yep.
and clearly not the help.
Not the help. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he is technically to help. Nani has given him orders to go buy food.
I
Bring
assume
it back for the kids.
We haven't ordered uniforms for the house yet, so he's not dressed in uniform.
I'm still just like, even though it's not, I'm not wearing full armor or anything. I'm still just wearing my regular, dark leathers, which is a pretty stark contrast too, considering I'm like a bright green.
Like an acid
Nami would
poison
like
green.
you if you're green.
Yeah, I'm like a poison dragon lineage, right?
Excellent.
Okay. So as you guys are walking through, you can see different areas that are set up. There's a wrestling station there that seems to be two dwarves that are trying to push each other out of a circle. You see other dioceses set up. There's also seems to be an eating contest. You can see a couple rather large dragonborn over there.
Geillis looks at Tannith when she sees the eating contest.
We don't have 3
There's-
hours.
Yeah,
really
really
though.
in-rank fights, I know I'll win.
Oh,
You see two dwarves and at one spot staring at each other, and another one kind of looking at them funny, walking around them, and their faces are getting red, and one's starting to go a little bit purple, and you can see they're clamping their lips tight. And then the guy who's going purple slowly starts to break, and and then everybody, there's a few people around, begin to chair, and then the guy who's holding his breath is given a sack of gold.
Where's an Ergonosty when you need one?
You can see that there is somebody standing on a smaller dais, and he's calling out. He says, chance your brain. A riddle for Karath. Win some gold. Any takers?
Erilon kind of like raises his brow. Is there an entry fee?
Whatever you're willing to put down.
He fishes out. He fishes out 10 gold.
Ooh, someone's
You
expensive.
hold it
today.
out.
He'll just say 10 gold.
He holds out his hand, and your 10 gold levitate from your hand and go into his and into his pocket. And he says, for you, the elf from Brell, it's greater than gods. It is more evil than Delron. The poor have it. The rich don't. If you eat it, you will die. And your answer? No.
I know it.
Yeah. I think Erilon just kind of looks up to the ceiling for a moment and closes his eyes and opens them up. Time.
Not today. You are out of time.
And out of gold.
Well, out of 10 gold, he'll just nod.
He turns around to somebody else. Would you like to try? As they're passing by, they don't respond.
I'll play 10 for the same riddle.
A different riddle for a different person.
Fair enough.
He takes the coin and hovers out of his hand.
The answer's nothing.
It was something like that.
Oh, I used my dice of inspiration while you were in the bathroom to go from a 7 to 6.
it was awkward. Oh man.
If you have me, you will want to share me. If you share me, you will no longer have me. What am I?
A secret.
Oh, and a winter hair. He opens his coat, and he mage hands 20 gold coins pop out, and they go over to your hand.
How'd you get that?
That
I've
was
never
awesome.
been good with riddles at all. I kind of want to play.
I like
And
it.
what about you? He gestures towards Geillis' direction.
I look at Erilon.
Why are you asking the one that clearly didn't?
You would have gotten money from the
I know.
stag.
I know.
That's right.
He just holds out his hands.
But she's trying. I know what she's doing.
Use your own money.
Fine. So I pull out 5 gold.
5 gold. He holds out his hand, the 5
Be
gold
kind
move
to
away.
me.
He says, aha, you carry it everywhere, and it does not get heavy.
Breath?
Oh, not today, my dear. He jingles the money in his pocket.
Anybody else figure that one out? No? Okay.
And you guys,
Just
Move
for
on.
a minute, I want to say shadow, but
That would be a good one.
it would certainly fit. It would.
that's just it. Most of them have more lines, sort of like the 10 gold ones, so they sort of narrow it down. That one could be like a name, a shadow.
Ah.
Usually the name
I
one
said
is...
I'm not a riddle person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was good though. We got him. We got him.
Those were some good riddles.
Next game?
No, I only had 3.
Oh, okay.
But there's also the wrestling match. There's the the eating contest. The Keldron's hold your breath contest.
What was
Closest
that?
to the end.
What would you roll for hold your breath?
Constitution.
Yeah. That would,
Oh yeah, I
that
got
would
a
not
0
be
on
it.
that. So,
I have negative
Yeah, I
one.
feel that. I have a.
is there any
Great party for that one.
any like wisdom or charisma based games?
There's the cooking contest. There's the Feldera's storytelling, or some sort of art and musical production,
Not good
as
at
well
that.
as Anra's citation of good intentions.
Anything for the dexterous among us?
How about that eating contest?
Eating contest
Best
is also
costume?
probably con-based.
Best costume.
For dexterity? Yeah. Okay.
Not much one for like throwing weapons or anything like that, but there's definitely other games of chance like throwing darts at balloons and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
that would technically
these
be
are
a
more
dex.
so the major ones, yeah.
Yeah.
5-finger fillet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man.
But just think about that. Just in different pockets all around the city, there's these drop down of just these games where you guys can. It's a lot of celebration. But you guys do have things to take care of. Ravum, you do go to Gerthen's Enchanted Hands, and he pays you for the scrolls. These are fine work. And if you can make some more, I'm sure I could move them before the Helderan celebrations come to a close. And even after that, if you're going to be around for a while, I could really have this as an asset to the store.
I'm pretty sure I could stick around. I'll talk with him about the spells I know and see if there's any others he could get me a copy of scrolls of.
Aye, there's a woman that I know of. Just one moment here. I'm so familiar with her, but I've just written her name down and forgotten to call her all of a sudden.
I'm terrible
Oh,
with names at
sorry.
time myself.
Who are you?
This is my sales book. A woman by the name of Farron Melgrave. Farron Melgrave. As it sounds. She's an elf. Rather sweet lady. Old as the rocks around you. She knows many things in the arts of scroll work. And she can help you if you're willing to learn and trade, perhaps even purchase scrolls outright from her. She'll be away, but I would like you to keep bringing your scrolls back here for sale to me. She'll try and take them. She'll try and take my business. She's a lucrative woman. But
You will be my first priority for scrolls.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. He gathers these ones up and he says, "You know, I can put these in a little box. You have no idea." You guys, if you had any other business with them,
Not at the moment, but maybe where I could find.
he gives you directions. She's
Okay.
on District 4. Let's put her in on the map. Let's make it start.
Does she own a store or is a residence that?
Nope, she does own a store, and the store is called Grave Words Scroll Shop. District number 4, Grave Words. Erilon, first you have to head to the Bajadros Academy.
Yep.
Or Bajadros College of Bardic Excellence. You go in there, they give you access. You can see things are really active now. There's a lot more performers in practicing, a lot more Hildaran type songs that they're practicing. You know where your instrument is. You go into the back. You find the fellow's area. I can't remember his name,
Me neither.
but that is
You
okay.
can't remember someone's
Shopkeep.
I'm pretty sure he was a gnome. And
well, about that there, friends.
okay, his name is Wendell Gwibbleweiss.
There's a mouthful. Wendell Wibbleweiss.
Yep, that's it.
Wendell for short.
Wendell Gwibbleweiss. Gwibbleweiss. Quibbleweiss. Wow.
Oh, you wasco wee wabbit.
Okay. You go in there and meet with Wendell.
So, Erilon kind of he goes in and looks around for a moment, and then he spots the gnome Wendell, and he's the one who he handed the hurdy-gurdy to all those weeks ago. It would be by now about a week.
About a week and a half has gone by.
Erilon approaches. What's he doing right now? Is he doing anything sensitive?
Doesn't appear so. Looks like he's restraining the loot.
Okay.
That's not sensitive.
Not so much. Not the first part of it.
If Erilon actively tries to startle him, yeah. So he'll make sure that he's at least seen before he announces himself. So he comes up. He's still wearing the boots that make him quiet.
Of course. Yeah.
So he can't hear him come in. But he's probably in his peripheral vision, so he comes up and he says, hello, Wendell?
Yes, Wendell.
Yes, it's Erilon. I left my Krellin hurdy-gurdy.
I remember.
I was just coming by to see how things are going.
It's finished. He crawls down off of his stand there in the back and pulls it out. It's in a case now. Did you have a case for it? Or I think it was just on your back.
It's just on my back.
That's how it got broke.
Well, no, I screwed it up when trying to play it.
First session, that one.
One faithful, let it go. Good night. He pulls it up on top. He opens it, pulls it out, and it's all been polished and cleaned, and it's perfect. And he says, every gear's been replaced. I can't do anything with the swing gear, however. You're going to have to get that enchanted yourself.
But it'll play, just not
It'll play.
pro.
Now, if you're looking to get that swing gear enchanted, as I was able to track one down, it's just you have to find a bard who's willing to put in the time and his skills into the swing gear itself.
Do you have any recommendations?
Good one. Better the bard, better the swing gear.
I wonder. He kind of smirks and chuckles. Perhaps that Bedadrol.
Well, not likely, and don't go around here saying that name too heavily either. You haven't heard a song of Bedadro played in here in over several years now.
Seems to be a Velacord here, it seems.
As soon as Immaculus took over, he changed the whole regime. You can't even find a note of Bedadro in this place anymore.
Apart from, does the sign say?
Apart from those three, anyway.
Which three?
He gestured towards the hurdy-gurdy, where those 3 scrolls are placed inside.
Scrolls.
Aye?
The author?
Aye?
That was
They're Bedadro classics.
just blinks. I see. Okay. Well, if this was in his possession, or at least the scrolls were, he just starts kind of darting his eyes back and forth and just shakes his head. So, do you have, well, I suppose if I had to speak to a bard, I'd probably want one with tenure, maybe an instructor of some sort.
Hey, not around here.
Not around here?
I wouldn't be taking something like this there.
Especially given the fact that it's now Haldara, so they're extra busy. Well, I can't thank you enough for storing this. This is... My grandfather will likely still know,
You
but...
could thank me by one way. Letting me copy down those songs.
He looks at the little compartment with the scrolls in them, and he just, if need be, I'll come by with them at some point, but this is something special and unique. I'd rather it not be replicated.
I understand.
But if there's anything else that I can do,
Be as you will.
He nods, and he does he give him the case too?
Yep, gives the case as well.
He puts the hurdy-gurdy back in the case, rolls a natural one, and
Drops the entire thing.
shatters like glass anyway. So he bows to Wendell and walks out surprisingly calmly. And then when he gets out of the main doorway, he just shouts, "Yes!" at the top of his lungs and throws his hands up in just celebration with the case across his chest in the strap. And he just starts just marching on forward, happy.
Two students just stand there, stopped, wide-eyed, as you cease your celebration and walk by them.
Oh man.
Raven, did you want to check out the Graveword scroll?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head up there. It's
This
fairly...
is the one I've been to before, has it?
No, this is a different one.
Okay.
This is a different one. This is a bit of a smaller place, and you go in. It seems kind of tucked in next to a home and a larger shop, a larger cobbler. But it's there. You find it, and you head inside. And it's kind of elongated, maybe about 10 feet wide, and goes in about 30 feet, and then expands out to the left-hand side. And you see there's an old elf there
Fair.
by the name of Farron. Yep, elf. You can see wisps of gray and white in her hair. It's long and it's braided down behind her back, and you can kind of see the end of it's up on the table beside her. She is writing on a piece of parchment as you walk in. The door does not make a sound, but as you walk in, she looks up and watches as you approach the short 30-foot corridor leading to the back of the store. As you're walking by, you can see tons of different kinds of inks and different gradients of parchment and things like that, and ends and special scroll cases and things like that. And at the end, you get to her at her desk, and she says, "Welcome to Gravewords. How can I help you?"
Griffin sent me up your way. I was in the business of making and trading scrolls, and I was wondering if you were interested in doing a little bit of business.
Aye. Always in the mood for doing business. Are you looking to just learn new scrolls or sell the ones that you can make to me?
Learning new spells was the primary reason why I was here, but may be interested in selling some scrolls to you.
I know much of the arcane arts. Know a vast amount of many spells. Is there anything you're looking for particular?
I'm still getting into it, so my capacity isn't quite there, but some earlier options might be useful.
Well, I can craft most any spell between here and roughly about the third or fourth echelon of spellcasting. Not everything higher up, but most things below.
I've just reached second echelon myself.
Yes. The bounds that you're capable of unraveling the world are amazing. But for simple things, I can easily sell you some scrolls or give you copies where you can copy them into your scroll book for later use.
That was part of what I was looking for, was obtaining a copy of the spell I may not know, and then reproduce some additional scrolls as payment. And
Well, how much time do you have this evening?
Did any of these guys follow me?
It's pretty much up to you guys, and just if you need time, you can have your time.
Erilon would be lingering outside, I guess. He's not really much attuned to the arcane arts. It's not his forte.
Jalen's just kind of hanging out with Erilon.
I could probably learn, but I have some associates outside. I'll inform them that I will be late. And
All right, I'll put on some tea. I can help you with this scroll. It'll take about the two of us together half the day, but you give me 100 gold and half your time for the day. A little bit of task I got for you, or for something else, and you can copy this one out.
I think that'll work for us.
All right, so you spend your time doing that. You get your illusionary script written into your book.
Sweet.
All right. Delkek,
Yes.
are you going to work yourself in more with Tannith at all?
Yeah, I'll probably try and find him and maybe poke his brain a little bit.
Okay. So if you guys, I'm going to say, are you in the realm of trying to find someone to help you learn the medium armor thing?
Yes.
Okay. So in the meantime, you guys are working together. You're on security. He is he's house cleaning. So
As far as you know, anyway.
as far as you know.
I have an inkling,
Oh, yeah.
considering you didn't flinch when I almost cut your
Oh
head
yeah.
off.
See that was good. I like that. That was
Yeah,
good.
he just kind of stops there. He just stares at it. Like, okay.
So you guys are down there every time. Every time you seem to go down there, Delkek seems to come by, and you begin to start maybe training him, and eventually, over a week, another week and a half, 3 weeks will go by. Perhaps he's working his way into becoming, learning how to be on the guard side of things, which is kind of happens in this. Whoever's ever worked for Maxis or a hiring company, if you show anything good, they'll hire you for something else.
Yep.
So I'm going to say that you're kind of in the party kind of thing.
Okay.
So after this time of downtime you've spent working your way in, you found you don't do many dishes anymore. You're more so kind of out there with Tannith, either learning or doing some patrols or some other odd tasks that aren't so getting your hands dirty anymore.
Right. Okay.
They're getting dirty, they're just not getting that kind of dirty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even still, like, for patrol, too, being as nimble and light-footed as I am, I can sneak around a lot easier than you can.
Yeah.
So.
I'm more of like a call the cavalry kind of guy.
Yeah.
Because I have the cavalry.
We're in trouble. We need somebody to come and fuck shit up.
Yep.
You're recon, he's fire support.
Exactly. It's a match made in strategical heaven.
Okay, and I need you, Erilon, to roll another Constitution saving throw and strength save for me for your last week in the mine.
Constitution 9 and
That's a little bit cocked.
it is. Oh, strength 18, but
Okay.
Constitution 9.
Okay.
I'm getting there, but
So 3 weeks go by. You guys are running the mine, doing your things, and one clear blue day, the door swings open, and it's Dhermit. Dhermit Cresthaven. He's wearing this wonderfully lavish suit with tails and a top hat and a cane, and his umbrella he has. Everybody roll perception.
Natural 20.
There you go.
Nice. I got a 12
nat
over here.
19 for 23.
7.
7. The food is on the table. You didn't even really notice.
16.
16. The rest of you do notice that the umbrella is just covered in this ooze, this black ooze. He puts it up against the doorway. It kind of starts to drip off onto the floor. Any
Couldn't be kind enough to do that outside.
black
Dhermit,
ooze.
kind.
As far as he's concerned, this is his place.
He takes everybody in turn. Nani kind of pokes her head out and he says, "Well, nice to see you again, Nani." She shuts the door.
Doesn't say anything.
Doesn't say anything. No.
Casually flips him off.
He goes over and he
anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Exactly.
he kind of walks around the whole table, taking everybody in, a look at everybody. When he gets over by Ravum, he kind of pats you on the shoulder and he says, good work. And he goes and takes a seat near the end of the table. And takes off his cloak and puts it down and begins to plate out some food. And he says, looks around. So I guess it's true then. We're all going to the ball. And that is where we will end for the evening. Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Felfan, Episode 16, Love, Riddles, and Smooth Skin, Part C.